Hey, hi everyone. Today we are talking about a topic that is positively correlated to Donald Trump. What I mean by that is most of the markets, most of the countries, most of the asset classes are being dumped by Donald Trump. But cryptocurrency is the only place which is getting benefited from the Trump's administration. So today we will understand what is fueling the recent crypto rally, and more importantly, what is so important, what is so crucial behind the Ethereum ecosystem that is giving it so much value and the price hike. So we will understand what are the drivers of the recent crypto rally, what are the drivers of the Ethereum rally specifically, and then what we will be discussing is the conclusion, like what should be your stance in the crypto market moving forward. So stay tuned if you're interested in the crypto asset class. Bitcoin recently crossed 124,000 US dollar price value, and that was pretty significant because for the last 2 years we've been witnessing a crypto winter kind of a situation, but finally we came out of it. And what is fueling it? So the very first one is the positive environment that is being created in the US specifically by the regulators, by the SEC, by Donald Trump, that they want to introduce more crypto friendly policies. They want to get into like stablecoin industry. And you see that the Genius Act that was launched, that was passed in the Congress, it is a step towards regulating and accepting and increasing the adoption of stablecoins. So that was a one significant step taken by the US government. Then on top of that, there was an executive order sanctioned by Donald Trump that allows crypto assets to be a part of 401k retirement plan. So that is a significant move because it opens up the horizon, it opens up the asset classes for the retirement plan also. And then if you see that there is an expectation of rate cuts in the September after the inflation data meets the forecast, which also encourage the broader participants to participate in the more riskier asset class. So all this positive environment that is happening in the US market results in one thing: people buying Bitcoin or Ethereum or other coins. And that is pretty evident if you see BlackRock's crypto holding currently tops around $100 billion. And if you see, just for the week of July 7, the total spot ETF of Bitcoin and Ethereum stands at 3.63 billion USD. So overall, what I'm trying to say is, because of the ease of regulations, the institutional investors, the corporates are getting interested into this asset class and they are betting big. And the top asset class of their choice is Bitcoin and Ethereum. On top of that, once we see that the institutional money is getting in, the smart money is getting in, typically what happens? That's when the retail investor gets excited about it and they join the frenzy, and that takes the price further. So technically, if I have to summarize, what you are witnessing right now is a domino effect of the US regulations. They eased the regulation, they accepted cryptocurrency, they want to promote cryptocurrency. Because of that, a lot of institutional buying happened, and that resulted in the price hike. And now the retails are the ones who are keeping the rally up. And you might see some correction because as the profit booking starts, we will see some corrections. So that's about what was driving the recent crypto rally. But now let's talk about Ethereum. And Ethereum, we need to understand the chronology first because that's very important here. So in 2022, something very significant happened to the Ethereum ecosystem. What happened? There was a merge that happened which transitioned the transactions happening on Ethereum from proof of work to proof of stake. What I mean by that is that initially Ethereum used to follow the same method, proof of work. Like miners used to run and they used to validate the transaction, and whoever validates the transaction first, they used to get rewarded. So that is the proof of work concept, which is currently the method in Bitcoin also. But to increase the efficiencies and reduce the overall burden in the system, Ethereum was moved from proof of work to proof of stake. So what are the benefits of that? Like it reduces the energy consumption, it reduces the hardware consumption at the same time, and increases the transition speed. At the same time, the security is borderline improved as well, because there is a lot of penalization that happens in proof of stake. And then it is truly diversified, because it's not just like a pool of miners who are validating your transaction. Now anyone can stake their Ethereum and then they can get rewarded for that. So let's leave the technical aspect of things behind, but what exactly happened from 2022, the whole blockchain moved from proof of work to proof of stake for specifically Ethereum, and that resulted in a lot of efficiencies, be it in terms of transaction speed or the energy consumption. So that was a very big green flag for Ethereum blockchain. And gradually it was taking like there were news around how will it go, how will it pan out, is it being handled properly. But gradually, as we saw, it got adopted in a very phase-wise manner and in a very structured manner, that we are seeing the complete ecosystem right now is on proof of stake. So that started the journey of Ethereum 2.0 kind of a thing. Now, what happened? Because of that, people were interested in Ethereum. People got interested in Ethereum because that got cheaper with transaction fees reduced and whatnot. So the institutional accumulation started happening. So if you see, Bitmain Emergent Tech currently holds about 1.2 million Ethereum, that is worth rupees 5.27 billion. Same goes for Sharplink, 600,000 Ethereum, corresponding to a valuation of 2.74 billion. So volumes like this, quantities like this are bound to make the Ethereum rally, and that's what we are witnessing right now. On top of that, what is happening in Ethereum specifically? Because the gas fee has been reduced, the transaction cost has been reduced, it's scalable, more energy efficient, it has become the backbone of the future of the digital economy, because a lot of decentralized finance applications and as NFT platform development is happening specifically on Ethereum blockchain. On top of that, in 2025, in the May, the Petra update was completed, and that was like one of the most significant update in the history of Ethereum, because now it offers a better user experience, enhanced scalability, and lower transaction cost. Because lower transaction cost is something that is very crucial in the cryptocurrency market, because when we are making transaction from one person to another, we need to make sure that the transaction cost is low to ensure more scalability and adoption. So in a nutshell, if I talk about what is the Ethereum consensus, it is getting a lot of institutional participation for sure. It is being utilized for a lot of initiatives and product development and NFT development for sure. Then the major update that happened, it has made it more scalable, more efficient, and more energy efficient. So overall, everything looks perfect for Ethereum, and it's a very robust cryptocurrency from a future standpoint. But one thing to note here is, in terms of price prediction, we see like different firms have quoted somewhere around $5,000 to around $10,000 by the end of this year. And in my opinion, Ethereum right now is perfectly priced right now. It was undervalued before, but right now it's around 4,700 USD and it is perfectly priced. So I would say that if you are entering into Ethereum, this is not the ideal time. You might want to wait for some correction to happen, or go the dollar cost averaging route, because that is something that can give you the benefit over a period of time and the price movement. So overall, in summary, I would say that cryptocurrencies are bound to grow in future. Specifically, the major ones I am a big promoter of is Ethereum, Solana, and the Tron, because all these three are not just crypto assets but are fueling the digital ecosystem, the metaverse, the NFTs. Research more about these three cryptocurrencies specifically and do your due diligence before investing. And like the video and subscribe to our channel if you found this video informative. Until next time.